Living according to nature is a central tenet of Stoic philosophy, a guiding principle that has shaped the lives of countless individuals seeking tranquility, resilience, and wisdom. But what does it truly mean to live according to nature? To answer this, we must journey back over 2,000 years to the bustling streets of ancient Greece and Rome, where philosophers such as Zeno, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius pondered the nature of existence, the purpose of life, and the path to genuine contentment. For the Stoics, nature was not merely the world of trees, rivers, and mountains, but a profound order governing the universe. They saw nature as rational, harmonious, and purposeful, a vast interconnected web in which every creature, including humanity, played a unique part. Living according to nature was not simply about following the instincts of animals or indulging in every whim and desire. Instead, it meant aligning oneself with the rational structure of the cosmos, embracing virtue, and fulfilling one's role as a human being endowed with reason. The Stoics taught that every person possesses an inner spark of reason, a fragment of the divine logos that permeates the universe. This capacity for rational thought, self-reflection, and moral choice distinguishes humans from other creatures. To live according to nature, then, is to cultivate these faculties, to use reason as a guide in one's actions, and to strive for wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. These four cardinal virtues, celebrated by the Stoics, are not arbitrary rules, but natural expressions of a life lived in harmony with the order of the world. Central to Stoic thought is the distinction between what is within our control and what lies beyond it. Our judgments, desires, intentions, and actions are within our power. External events, the behavior of others, fortune, and even our own bodies are ultimately not. The Stoics believed that suffering arises when we confuse these domains, when we become attached to outcomes or external things that are by nature uncertain and impermanent. Living according to nature, therefore, involves focusing our energy on what we can govern, our character, our responses, and our choices, while accepting the rest with equanimity. This acceptance is not passive resignation, but an active serenity, a form of inner freedom. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, wrote in his meditations that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. For the Stoic, every challenge is an opportunity to exercise virtue, to respond with wisdom and courage rather than with anger or despair. In this sense, living according to nature is not about avoiding hardship, but about transforming adversity into fuel for personal growth. Consider the example of Epictetus, born as a slave and later freed, who endured hardship and disability with remarkable composure. He taught that our opinions about events, rather than the events themselves, cause our distress. By examining our thoughts and aligning them with reason, we can free ourselves from the tyranny of impulse and emotion. This is a practice of continual self-examination, of asking, is this judgment in line with nature? Is this desire rooted in virtue or in fleeting pleasure? At the heart of Stoicism lies the pursuit of the good life, not a life of luxury or fame, but a life of integrity and purpose. The Stoics saw virtue as the only true good, the only thing that cannot be taken away by fate or fortune. Wealth, health, reputation, and even life itself are preferred indifference. They may be chosen if available, but they do not constitute happiness. True contentment springs from the cultivation of character, from living in accordance with one's highest nature. This vision of a virtuous life extends beyond the individual. The Stoics recognized that humans are social beings, members of a larger community bound together by reason and mutual concern. Living according to nature involves fulfilling one's duties to family, friends, and society, acting with justice and kindness toward others. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that what is good for the hive is good for the bee. Our own flourishing is inseparable from the well-being of all. The Stoic path is not without its challenges. In a world marked by uncertainty, loss, and change, it is tempting to seek security in external things. Yet the Stoics urge us to remember the transient nature of all worldly possessions and circumstances. Fortune is fickle, and clinging to what is outside our control only leads to frustration and sorrow. By returning our focus to the cultivation of inner virtue, we discover a source of stability and peace that no external force can shake. How then can we apply the Stoic principle of living according to nature in our own lives? It begins with self-knowledge, understanding our strengths and weaknesses, our values and priorities. It continues with the practice of mindfulness, observing our thoughts and emotions without being ruled by them. It involves setting intentions rooted in virtue, making choices that reflect our highest ideals, and accepting the outcomes with grace. One practical exercise recommended by the Stoics is the practice of negative visualization, imagining the loss of things we value in order to cultivate gratitude and prepare ourselves for the uncertainties of life. Another is the nightly reflection, reviewing the day's events and considering how we responded. Did I act with wisdom? Did I speak with kindness? Was I true to my principles? Through such practices, we gradually align ourselves with the rational order of nature, finding resilience and tranquility amid the storms of existence. Living according to nature does not mean withdrawing from the world or suppressing all emotion. The Stoics acknowledge the depth and complexity of human feelings, but they believe that emotions should be guided by reason, not allowed to dictate our actions. Joy, love, compassion, and even grief have their place, provided they are in harmony with virtue. The goal is not to become unfeeling, but to cultivate the serenity that arises from acting with integrity and wisdom. This approach to life is as relevant today as it was in ancient times. In an era of constant change, rapid technological advancement, and social upheaval, the Stoic call to live according to nature offers a timeless antidote to anxiety and distraction. By focusing on what we can control, by cultivating a character rooted in virtue, and by embracing the interconnectedness of all things, we discover a source of meaning and peace that endures. It is worth noting that the Stoic concept of nature is not static but dynamic, a process of growth, adaptation, and transformation. Just as a seed contains within it the potential to become a mighty tree, each of us has the capacity to develop our reason, to expand our understanding, and to deepen our compassion. The journey toward living according to nature is ongoing, a lifelong practice of learning, reflection, and self-improvement. In the quiet moments of daily life, we can find countless opportunities to embody this philosophy. When faced with disappointment, we can choose patience over frustration. When wronged by others, we can respond with forgiveness rather than vengeance. When tempted by comfort or distraction, we can reaffirm our commitment to what truly matters. Each choice, however small, is a step on the path of virtue, a way of living in harmony with the rational order of the universe. The Stoics remind us that greatness lies not in external achievements but in the mastery of oneself. The highest freedom is the freedom to choose our response, to shape our character in accordance with reason and virtue. In this sense, living according to nature is an invitation to become the authors of our own lives, to craft a story of courage, kindness, and wisdom. As we reflect on the teachings of the Stoics, we are called to examine our own assumptions and habits. Are we living in alignment with our deepest values, or are we swept along by the currents of desire and fear? Are we cultivating the virtues that lead to genuine happiness, or are we chasing after fleeting pleasures and external validation? These are questions that each of us must answer, not just once, but again and again, as we navigate the complexities of existence. The Stoic path is neither easy nor effortless, but it is profoundly rewarding. By embracing the principle of living according to nature, we cultivate resilience in the face of adversity, clarity in moments of confusion, and peace amidst the chaos of the world. We become more attuned to the beauty and order of the universe, more compassionate toward others, and more at home within ourselves. In the end, the wisdom of the Stoics can be summed up in a single enduring insight. Happiness is not found in the external world, but within the self, in the cultivation of reason, virtue, and harmony with nature. This is the legacy of Stoicism, a philosophy for all seasons, a guide to living well in the face of whatever fate may bring. As we go about our daily lives, let us remember the counsel of the Stoics. Let us strive to act with wisdom, to speak with kindness, to respond to challenges with courage, and to accept the ebb and flow of fortune with serenity. Let us recognize our place in the grand tapestry of existence and fulfill our role with dignity and purpose. In doing so, we not only honor the wisdom of the ancients, but we also discover for ourselves the peace that comes from living according to nature.